former Franklin County Sheriff's Deputy Jason Meade is behind bars this morning for charges related to the shooting death of Casey Goodson Jr. that happened nearly 1 year ago. Happening today, we're just hours away from his first court appearance. Grand jury returned a 3-count indictment yesterday against that former deputy. Catherine Ross is joining us live from the Franklin County Courthouse this morning with what Jason Meade attorneys plans to do. Catherine?
Yeah, Monica, good morning. Well, Jason Meade's legal team will be here in Franklin County Court later today, and they plan to enter a not guilty plea on all of those charges. Now, here's some exclusive video of Jason Meade surrendering yesterday at the Franklin County Jail on Thursday morning. He surrendered after a grand jury indicted him on 2 murder charges and 1 reckless homicide charge. Now, our team spoke with the defense attorney for the now retired deputy, and he gave us more details about what Meade says happened on December 4th, 2020. Meade was working with a U.S. Marshals task force when he says he spotted Casey Goodson Jr. holding a handgun above his car steering wheel. Meade claims Goodson aimed the gun at another driver, and it's why he says it's what led Meade to pursue the 23-year-old to his front door and ultimately fire 6 fatal shots.
When my client got out of his car, Mr. Goodson appeared to be walking, trying to elude him. At that point in time, my client lost him around the front of the house. My client moved, then saw him on the side of the house, and he was attempting to gain entry. My client identified himself. He was maybe at that point 15 to 20 feet away, screaming, "Show me your hands, show me your hands, show me your hands." At one point, Mr. Goodson's left hand was trying to get into the door. At one point, his shoulders went down, my client indicated. My client thought he was going to comply and then turn around and do that. But as he turned around, the gun was raised towards my client and pointed at my client, giving him no other option.
Now, Collins there also says that Meade was wearing his U.S. Marshals tactical vest and identified himself as a law enforcement officer. He also says at least 1 witness heard his commands. Now, they do plan to enter that not guilty plea later this afternoon, and they also plan to ask for a modest bond in the case. Live and local for you in Columbus this morning, Catherine Ross, NBC4.
My only focus is justice. I eat, breathe, and sleep justice. And I won't stop. I won't. I can't.
Tomorrow marks the 1 year since Casey Goodson Jr. was shot and killed. For his mother, Tamala Payne, it's been 364 days since she received a call saying her son was dead. Payne says she was at work when family members called her in panic. Many family members joined her and family attorneys for a news conference Thursday morning. She says after learning of the charges, she is overwhelmed with joy after a year of great sadness. NBC spoke with Payne and asked how she is dealing with the emotional trauma of her son's death.
I grieve in spurts. I really don't allow myself to grieve, not right now. We're in the middle of a fight. So that raw pain, that raw emotion, I don't want to feel right now. So I kind of block it, like, until I have to stay strong.
With the charges against Meade, she says Goodson is making history and will bring change in Columbus and across the country in regards to deadly shootings at the hands of law enforcement officers.
We also spoke with former U.S. attorney who led a federal investigation into the shooting last year. David DeVillers explained why this case resulted in 2 murder charges, despite only 1 death.
The first one is an intentional killing. That is, he intended this person to die. He intended Casey to die. The next one is a knowing violation of the felonious assault. So they knowingly caused felonious assault, the result of which proximate result was death. So basically it's saying is the person committed, knowingly shot somebody with a deadly weapon, resulting proximate cause being the death of Casey.
Thank you for being with us.
NBC4 also reached out to the U.S. Department of Justice, which is involved in this investigation, and they told us in a statement the federal review remains open and ongoing. And NBC4 was the first to bring you this story on air and online. For the very latest, be sure to download the NBC4 mobile app. There we have a timeline of events, reaction from local leaders, and what's to come with the charges now filed.